cook. She got the recipe. She got what you need. That girl can cook. That black girl magic. I gotta have it.
Hey y'all, and welcome back to my channel. And today, you guys, we are making a full Jamaican inspired dinner with oxtails, some fresh cabbage, fried plantains, and coconut rice. Y'all gotta stay tuned for this video. You gotta check it out. I'm gonna show you step by step how to make this, and let's go ahead and get started. All right, y'all, so the first thing that we're gonna do, we're gonna marinate and prepare our oxtails. Okay, this is gonna take about 3 hours, you guys, to cook these bad boys, and I just couldn't bring myself to put these jokers in the Instant Pot. These things need some tender love and care. Okay, so y'all just stay with me. So look, first of all, I have about 2.5 pounds of oxtails. Y'all, I got a really good deal on these. I have not trimmed these, as you can see, because they were perfectly trimmed already. There were a few little fat pieces. I just snatched those off. But if you do have oxtails and they are fatty, make sure you trim that fat off. So look, I'm putting in a good heaping tablespoon of some sea salt. We got to get some seasoning on those bad boys. So the first thing I'm going to add in is a teaspoon of black pepper. That's all we need, okay? Just for now. And then we're going to go in with a little bit of garlic powder. I'm adding in 1 heaping tablespoon. If you want to do 2 tablespoons, you can. If you have more oxtails, you will need more seasoning, okay? I'm also going to go in with 1 heaping tablespoon of onion powder. Gotta have both of those. I'm going with 1 teaspoon of curry powder. You can use regular curry powder or Jamaican curry powder. This is just regular curry powder. I'm also going to have a ½ teaspoon of smoked paprika added in here. 2 tablespoons of Worcestershire sauce. I know y'all hear how I'm getting better at that word, right? Okay. And I'm also going to add in 1 to 2 teaspoons of browning seasoning. Now, I know a lot of folks are conflicted about browning seasoning, but there's nothing wrong with browning seasoning, y'all. You can add that in there. It's okay. It gives it that nice, rich color. So now we're going to go in with our vegetables. I'm going in with 1 large chopped onion, okay? Any sweet onion, white onion, yellow onion that you want to use is fine. I'm also going to go in with 3 cloves of chopped garlic. I recommend that you use fresh garlic, but if you want to use jarred, that's also fine, honey. I can't tell you what to do. We're going in with 1 large bell pepper. It makes up 1 large bell pepper, but I took half of a green and half of a red. I'm also adding in 2 stalks of chopped scallions. These are our green onions. We need some tablespoons of ketchup. Y'all stay with me now, okay? 2 to 3 sprigs of thyme, because you cannot cook any Jamaican inspired dish without thyme or without a Scotch bonnet pepper. Now let me say this about the Scotch bonnets. Scotch bonnets and habanero peppers are not the same, okay? They are not the same. I don't care how much you try to make them the same. But the Scotch bonnets are hard to find. So if you don't have those, you can use the habanero in its place. Here, I just added in a little bit of grated ginger. If you don't have fresh ginger, you can use a tablespoon of ginger powder. And I'm just adding in some optional lime juice, because why not, okay? So you want to go ahead and mix that up. If you have some gloves, you can go ahead and get your hands nasty in there. But I'm just going to mix it up with my spoon here. And then we're going to cover it, okay, and marinate it for at least 30 minutes to overnight. Now, I recommend at least 2 hours, really. But if you don't have that kind of time, honey, I'm already stealing 3 of y'all's hours. If you don't have that kind of time, just let it sit 30 minutes. It's all good in the neighborhood, okay? So look, while that marinates, we're going to go ahead and prep our cabbage, and we're going to cook our oxtails together. So look, I have 1 small, very small head of cabbage. I wanted to show you guys how I cut this up. It's going to be real quick. I took all the dark green leaves off because you don't need those. And now I'm just cutting out the core. Y'all, when I say this cabbage is small, it is small. I literally made this dinner based off of 3 people eating. Really about 3 to 4. And that's really give or take, because we be eating over here, Chad. But if you want to double any of the ingredients, honey, you can. This recipe doubles easy. I always make my recipes so that they double just the way they are single, okay? So look, you want to chop your cabbage up. Most of the times in this recipe, the cabbage is going to be in a shredded state. I like mine a little bit thicker, but you can chop it however you choose to in your kitchen, all right? So look, chop your cabbage up, put it in a nice large bowl, and now we're going to add the rest of our ingredients. I'm adding in 1 large carrot that I shredded on my own. I didn't have any shredded carrots, so I just had to shred it myself, but you can buy shredded carrots. I'm also going to add in a ½ cup of bell peppers and a little bit of sweet pepper if you like to. I did red bell pepper and orange bell pepper. I'm adding in some green scallions and some scotch bonnet. Now y'all know when you go to Jamaica, the food is spicy. If you don't like spice, leave out the peppers, okay? If you can't handle the spice, leave out the peppers because they are spicy. All right, so look, now we're gonna cook our cabbage. You only need just a tap of olive oil, and we're gonna go ahead and pour that in there with a little bit of water, just a little bit, maybe like a 1/4 cup of water. I didn't measure that, but it was just a little bit of water just to kind of get this going so it'll steam. You know, cabbage will produce its own water. And you just want to let that kind of cook down just a little bit, all right? And here I'm just adding in some seasoning salt, seasoned salt, okay? And I'm also gonna add in just a scratch of black pepper. So look, after you get that going, that's it. That should take no more than about 5 to 10 minutes. Now, really, to properly steam it, it may take 15, but that's all good in the neighborhood, okay? So once you get your cabbage together, go ahead and set that aside. Y'all, this is moving pretty quickly, right? Now we're gonna start on our oxtails. So look, I added in a little bit of canola oil, and I added just another teaspoon of that browning seasoning because I want these to have a really nice color, okay? And you want to do this over medium heat, not too high where they burn, baby, okay? Just over medium heat. And go ahead and start searing your oxtails. You do not have to add any flour. You don't have to add any cornstarch. You don't need all of that. Just go ahead and start searing the oxtails to give them some nice color, okay? And remember, they've been marinating. They got a lot of flavor that's on the outside of them bad boys, and now we're gonna put that flavor on the inside by braising them in this liquid, okay? So look, you want them to be nice and brown and beautiful, just like that. Look at that beauty right there. Y'all, when I tell you these oxtails were so doggone delicious, honey, I can't wait for y'all to try this recipe out, okay? But look, you want to turn them over, make sure they don't burn. They will stick, okay? They will stick. You have to check on them, okay? Now, if you want to do this in an Instant Pot, you don't have to worry about all of that. Or a crock pot, you really don't have to worry about that, but they will stick on a regular pot. And so here are our marinated veggies. As you guys can see, I left the veggies out because I didn't want them to burn. I put them in last. And now we're going in with about 3 cups of chicken stock. Now I would have used beef broth, but I didn't have any beef broth, so I used what I had. It's okay. You can use chicken stock, beef stock, water, or vegetable stock. It don't matter because we're going to flavor it up anyway. It don't even matter. All right. So go ahead and put your stock in there. Make sure those oxtails are nestled down in there where they're nice, getting a good hot bath. And we're going to give that 1 to 2 bay leaves. We're going to reduce the heat between low and medium, and we're going to cover and cook this for 3 hours. But look, we ain't going to just let it sit. You got to check on it, okay? So look, after 1 hour, this is where we are, all right? Make sure you turn those oxtails. If it smells like it's burning, it probably is. So go and check it. That water or that liquid is going to reduce into a nice thick gravy. And when it starts getting thick, that's when you need to pour more liquid, okay? So look, this is after 2 hours. See there? Keep turning. That's okay. They get nice and tender. All right. It's almost time to eat, y'all. We only going to 3. If you need to go a little longer because you have bigger oxtails, you can. But I told you, when that liquid gets too thick, you need to add a little bit more liquid. You want to try to make sure that they're almost covered at all times, unless it's time to serve. All right. So look, cover that back again. And y'all, this the last 30 minutes, y'all. We on the home run right here, baby. So look, all that fat has rendered down. That's why you see some of that fat there. And here I'm adding in a can of butter beans and some large carrots that have been sliced. Now the butter beans are optional, the carrots are optional. I like beans, okay? So I went ahead and put it in there. I didn't even use the whole can. I actually used half of the can, and I saved the other half for later. But put that in there if you choose to. And also, you guys saw that I seasoned it with just a little bit of salt to taste. I like to hit it with a little bit of salt because those butter beans have absolutely no flavor, okay? So hit it with just a little bit of salt and cook for the remaining time that's left uncovered. And honey, look at these oxtails. Baby, let me tell you something. Honey, I had to be very gentle. I had to pull out the tweezers because they were trying to fall apart. Look at that meat. Honey, y'all, when y'all try this recipe out, y'all gotta let me know how it went. I promise you it's easy. It takes a little time, but that's okay. Things that's juicy and tender like oxtails, they need time, they need love, okay? So look, we're gonna put those to the side, and now we're gonna move on to our fried plantains and our coconut rice. You can cook these at the same time, you guys, okay? Because they both cook very quickly. So I'm just gonna show you guys how I cut up my plantain. I'm just cooking one for now. You can cook as many as you choose to. And I like to cut them in this fashion. I like to take the whole plantain and slice it lengthwise. That's my personal preference. I know a lot of people like to cook them in like little circles and rounds and in all these fancy shapes. I just like it lengthwise, and I actually like it a little bit thicker than most people do. So you know, cut them however you choose to. That's up to you. We're gonna cook them all the same, so it don't matter. And we're gonna go over medium heat in a non-stick skillet with canola oil. Now, if you don't have a non-stick skillet, that's okay, but I'm telling you, it might end up in a disaster, okay? So just watch them. But look, we're gonna go ahead and place those down. You guys, they don't take long to cook at all. They only need about 1 to 2 minutes on both sides, depending on how thick you cut them, all right? So I'm just gonna go through here and let them brown, okay? Let them sit there just for a second so they get nice and brown. And if you need to flip them twice, flip them twice. But we're gonna go through here and just cook them. Cook them. And after they are cooked, honey, make sure you look. You see there? We got to go up under there and make sure they ain't sticking, because baby, they will stick and they ain't coming up. Okay? Once you get them nice and brown like this, that is it, you guys. Just place them to the side, and that's all. All right, so look, our plantains are done now. So now we can move on to our next and final recipe, which is our coconut rice. You guys, this is so quick and so easy, I promise. So look, you just need 1 cup of coconut milk. This is only going to make 2 servings. If you want to make 4 servings, double this recipe, okay? If you want to make more, triple the recipe. Now look, you're going to bring that to a quick boil, and y'all, I'm going to go ahead and tell you, I'm cheating with the instant rice. What? All right, look, 1 cup of coconut milk, 1 cup of rice, add a bay leaf and thyme, and season it with salt. Now, I personally prefer regular original coconut milk. If you don't like coconut or you're allergic to coconut, you can use regular milk, or you can just use plain rice, you guys. You don't have to follow this recipe to the T, okay? But I like it to be a little sweet, so I use the original instead of the unsweetened. All right, so look, once you get that in there, mix it up, cover it, turn the heat off, let it sit, and it will create this. It will not be dry. It will not be too wet. It will be perfection, okay? And that's it. Y'all, we are done with our recipe. It is time to plate this up. So let's go ahead and do it. And there you have it, guys, our delicious Caribbean Jamaican inspired dish. You guys, you have to try this recipe out. It may not be authentic, but honey, it was cooked with love, and that is all that matters. Y'all gotta try it out. Look at how tender those oxtails are, honey. Lord have a mercy. Y'all, just let me know, okay? Let me know down in the comments what y'all think. And if you want to see another dinner inspired recipe, let me know that in the comments as well. And honey, I will get it for you. All right. But look, I want to thank you guys for watching as always. Thank you for tuning into my channel. Thank you for supporting me. And if you can, go ahead and follow me on all social media handles. And I will see you guys next time in the next video. Bye.